Welcome back, fam. What's going on? We back. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I know you've been enjoying your day so far, and I know you've been investing time learning more about who you are and why are you here on the planet at this time, and what can you do to get in a greater alignment with yourself and with the universe so you can be the cause in your life instead of wait for the effect to happen. You no longer believe in luck because you got to be intentional with everything to create your own luck instead of just waiting, instead of waiting on that effect that happened and don't have a clue where the cause came from, right? You being very intentional, in other words. And most importantly, you've been learning these 7 hermetic principles. You know that Earth is a school, we live in a universe, and you are your own universe, right? And with any school or university, right, they have rules, principles, and guidelines that we need to live by so we can have that balance instead of living our life based off of blind faith and hoping and praying that somebody gonna come and save us. No, we have we learning and using these seven hermetic principles each and every day, and we are being the cause in our life instead of waiting for the effect to happen and not just blindly believing like everybody else, okay? Because we know we got to do things for ourselves to make things happen, okay? And we know and trust in the universal energies and the universal laws and principles that they gonna work things out. All right, so we release all expectations, and just keep planting those seeds, right? I hope that makes sense so far. But we are finishing up our presentation series with name numerology, what your initial means to you, and this concludes the series with the letters Y and Z. And so far, I know you guys have learned a lot. Many of us, we see our call to adventure, our spiritual awakening. Many, old souls, highly advanced souls are here, volunteered to come back to help usher in this new, energy, frequency, and vibration, this new consciousness. A lot of people been, blindly believing what their parents, their grandparents, the schools, these institutions, the churches that, that they taught us, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, you name it, Tooth Fairy, and not really, investigating things officially, even history, right? And, and history is written by, the conqueror, and also history is written based on the perspective of the author. All right, so that does not make it factual, okay? So with that being said, we're here to usher in all the new consciousness, the new information, and to create our own history right in the present moment. I hope that makes sense. So be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you. All right. And as always, our purpose and mission require learning a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So it's never too late to rewrite your story. And by now, you're not an accident. You came down here to, fulfill your purpose and mission. Each and every person has a purpose and mission in life. Either they're going to do good by people or they're going to do bad by people. Either they're going to follow their purpose and mission or they're going to stay, get off the course and come back down here with another family and repeat the whole life lesson all over again, okay? So I'm only a messenger, so it's up to you, all right? So I'm just a reflection of you, a different time and space, just letting you know, like, hey, you came from greatness, okay? We all been lied to on a mass level. It's time to uninstall all those bad programs that we've been taught and handed down where, nobody really asked the question to use their critical thinking skills to see, like, why do we believe in this stuff and how, what's the history behind it. And once you start, lifting up, and piercing that veil of the history and research, you realize, like, holy moly, all of these things are man-made constructs. There's no true facts, to the majority of the information you've been taught, okay? So with that being said, as you grow, you're going to share your knowledge and wisdom with people. You're going to trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy, right? And everything matters. There are no accidents or coincidences, right? There's a such thing as karma, and you also have free will reflection. So things are not just happening to you, they're responding to you. Your thoughts, beliefs, words, emotions, and actions want to equal your reality and your results, not your job, okay? So as you get your moolah in, always pay yourself 10% first. That's what most people go wrong at. I was there too once upon a time, in my younger days, okay? But deep within my DNA, I always had this urge, this nudge to say, hey, man, you putting in a lot of work, instead of, throwing all your money away, at least pay yourself a certain percentage. And over time, I built a relationship with this process, and I was able to kind of like mass produce it for myself to help me, get out of the rat race, so to speak. So I'm not working for money. Money is working for me. So I'm here to remind you of your greatness. If you do need help manifesting, some prosperity, some money, because money is nothing more than energy, frequency, and vibration. And you need to find that sweet spot so you can get out of the rat race, okay? And also, continue to fulfill your purpose and mission. And then you can teach other people, how you was able to get through certain difficult situations. I hope that makes sense. So you the student and the teacher of your own life. All right. So we finishing things up with Y and Z, and numbers are the highest degree of knowledge. It is knowledge itself, and this is all about what the initial of your first name means to you, and also your date of birth, the life path, and numerology. Okay, so we're gonna dive into it. We all still have that truth with it, but it's not found in books to any given extent. It has been passed along from lips to ear, and when it was written down at all, it meaning was veiled in terms of what? Alchemy and astrology. So only those possessing the keys could read it, all right? That's from the three initials of the Kabbalion. So please invest in that book. And also check the description area. All of my presentation, I put some goodies in there for you to continue on your path of self-discovery and knowledge of self, all right? Because I don't know all the information. I'm still learning just like you, but I'm nice enough to share and share references, okay? That way you're not blindly believing what I'm saying either, all right? So even research what I'm sharing with you guys, okay? So there's nothing to disagree with. These are all of my personal experiences. So when I look at presentations where people may dislike a presentation, they only dislike a certain aspect of themselves. So it's kind of funny as you learn these 7 Hermetic principles, how people are stuck in a childlike mindset when it comes to their thought process and not using their critical thinking skills, okay? But with anything we discuss, guys, we have the principle of polarity. There's a good side, not so good side. There's a masculine and feminine principle energy that we always need to pay homage to, right? And when it comes to this presentation, each letter, we use Pythagorean system down here at the bottom, right? Each letter of the alphabet has a numerical value, and each number carries its own vibration, energies, qualities, and attributes, right? Everything is important. Everything is interconnected, like I mentioned to you in numerous presentations. So the initials of your name can clearly give you a good indication of your personality traits and some of your hidden gifts and talents that you can tap into. So it's all about what? Balancing the polarities and flipping those energies so you can have some balance in your life. Because you may have like a 3 vibration, but you may be functioning in a 5. And that's why things are not going well in your life, okay? I hope that makes sense. It's just that simple. So with that being said, let's do a quick review, of these vibrations, and then we're going to talk about the 4 vibration plus this 5th one here. So when it comes to, 1 through 9, as you can see here, every letter lines up with correspond with a number, right? So 1 is all about what? Manifestation, new beginnings, fresh start, leadership. 2 is what? Union, partnership, relationship, being that mediator, right? Trusting your intuition. 3 is all about new growth, expression, communication, big business, creativity, right? Number 4 is all about foundation, values, having some plans, goals, some direction in your life, some kind of organization. Do you know where you're going, right? You feel me? Number 5 is all about strategy. And also 5 is about learning a lesson from a lot of experiences, ups and downs, making some choices in life, figure out what worked, what doesn't work. And that way they can, clearly share those experiences with people and show them the receipts too. All right. But that 5 is a fun number. It's all about freedom, flexibility, and adventure, and not following the crowd. They follow their own lead. All right. 6 is all about love. It's all about, responsibility, connecting with other people, community, protection, having that balance, and also that, like a give and take kind of deal too, when it comes to relationships. And then we have 7. This was what? Spiritual growth. Being very analytical, having understanding, understanding, overstanding, having that inner awareness, very studious, researching, very meticulous, and doing, and they tapping into themselves by meditating too. 8 is all about that, circulating that energy, not just money, but energy in general, okay? You here to master the energy with that 8 vibration, okay? Because once you learn how to use the energy, you can share it with people so they can help themselves. You are a teacher for a reason. You are a change agent. Number 9 is all about what? Completion. These people have been around the block 1,000 times. They been there, done that. Their light is so strong, they can light other people's candles so they can find their own way too, okay? So they've been there and done that, in other words. So let's talk about, the 4 life vibration of your true self. And we got, and then my personal key points and my takeaways and get you guys out of here, okay? But So when it comes to this, first let's talk about the total letters in your name. And for me, this gives you your divine vibe, your true essence of you, like your source within you, so to speak. And for James Fitzgerald Kennedy, he has 21 letters in his name, right? So it's all about, investigating each number before we reduce it, okay? Leaving no stone unturned. Especially when you're looking into your chart, you want to investigate everything, okay? So 2 and 1 deals with what? Union, partnership, relationship, manifestation, leading by example, taking the initiative with itself, right, and the country. Then 2 + 1 = what? 3. New growth deals with what? Expression, expansion, growth, communication, creativity, arts, living in general, okay? This is the essence right now. Let's talk about the soul vibration. This deals with the vibes, the heart center. The universe is forcing everybody to tap into their heart chakra. If you can't, if you can't grow to this level, you may have to repeat your school again with another set of parents, okay? I'm just a messenger. But the sum of the vowels using all the names, given at birth is going to give you your inner or secret self, who you truly are at your heart center. And the vowels, of course, are A, E, I, O, U, and Y. And for the sake of this presentation, we got John, we got O is 6, as you can see down there. Then we got I is 9, then we got E is 5, right? Then A is 1, but with a sum total of 31. So we're going to investigate each number. 3 is what? New growth. 1 is manifestation. And if you're going to, as you see, you'll see numbers that constantly repeat themselves. You want to put a circle around those or a square, whatever you want to do, but mark something next to them and do some further study and research. And that way you can balance your energies. Okay. I hope that makes sense so far. Everything matters. Okay. So this 3 + 1 = what? 4. We're going to see these numbers keep popping up. 4 is what? Foundation, having plans, goal, organization, structure, security for the country, so to speak, and with this life. And then personality vibration. This deals with the consonants, right? This is your image. The sum of the consonants using all the names given at birth, the image you project to people, in the world, and the way others see you. And so for the sake of this presentation, J is what? 1, as you can see. H is 8, and then you got N is 5, but with a sum total of what? 76. So we're going to investigate each number as we reduce, right? So 7 is spiritual growth. 6 is love, it's protection, nurturing, right? Community. And then also 7 + 3 is what? 13. You'll start to see that number 3 popping up again, right? So 13 deals with what? Manifestation, new growth. 1 + 3 = what? 4. 4 is foundation. You're seeing these numbers popping up. It's all about plan, organization, structure, okay? And getting things done. All right, let's move on to destiny vibration. This is all the letters summed up, not just the total letters, but this is summed up. So the sum of all the letters, vowels, and consonants, and all the names given at birth, right? This is your composite self, your career, your purpose in this life, right? And you can change your name and your life direction. So many of you guys been, remixing your names, having these nicknames, and you have people speaking these names into existence, so to speak, in the universe, right? So you got to figure out the vibration. So you may not, again, your nickname may be at a vibration of a 5, right? But you may be functioning at an 8 because you looking trying to get some abundance in your life, and you wonder why things are not working out. You are getting the 5 lessons, but you are operating at an 8. I hope that makes sense so far. So with the sum total of this name, it comes out to 107. Anytime you deal with a 0, you're dealing with the source within you, your higher self, okay? And when you tap into your true self, your higher self within, right, that's where all the answers lie. Anytime you deal with a 0, it's going to amplify any number that's next to it, okay? So, for the sake of this training, you got 1 and 7, which equal 8. That would actually be a 16, but we're going to keep it real simple with 8. But keep in mind, 0 is a very spiritual number, and tap you into your higher self and remind you of your spiritual path and journey, okay? So with that being said, 1 and 7, 1 is manifestation, 7 is what? Spiritual growth. This guy was very analytical, having some understanding, overstanding, some awareness with the country, right? And then which leads to an 8, it was all about what? Big business, practical endeavors, status oriented, power seeking, right? High material goals, and that's what he was doing. And last we have what? Life lesson. And with the life lesson, guys, this is pretty much your life path number. So like I mentioned to you about life path number, once you calculate this, you can go back to some of my previous presentations and I'll walk you through and give you some of my spiritual takeaways. Because I deal with things with the unseen realm and why things happen in your life on a spiritual level, and what you can do to flip the polarity and balance your energy so you can maneuver in your own reality. I hope that makes sense. So your birth date, which is your fate, and your life path, right? Because each of us have our own particular life path, purpose, and mission to fulfill, right? So this is the sum of all the numbers using your, with your date of birth. This is your fate or your life path. So what? You can either master them and succeed and graduate, go to the next level, or you are limited by them and it's going to cause a delay in your life game, and you're going to be reincarnated with a new family doing this thing over and over again until you figure this thing out. Okay, Earth is a school. So your name may change, right? These nicknames and stuff, but your fate, your life path number doesn't change. This is your landing date, your arrival date, not just your born date. This is your arrival date, your life path date. Okay, and it gives you, pretty much your course of action throughout your life. All right, but for the sake of this presentation, we have May 29, 1917, which comes out to 34, right? And 3 is all about new growth, right? It's all about expansion, communication, and being tapping into that creativity. Then 4, you got foundation, plans, goals, organization, structure, security for the country, which leads to what? 3 + 4 = 7. That spiritual number, right? We talked about that 7 before, and it's all about, really being analytical, having that understanding and overstanding, having some higher awareness, meditating on the spiritual aspect, right? And just really tapping into you, who you are at your core essence. So let's talk about these 2 letters, Y and Z, and then we're going to get you guys out of here. Okay, so we do have these life lessons over here, vowels in your name. They're going to give you your life lessons. So let's start off with the letter Y. Y is all about what? This number 7 here. Okay, and 7 again is all about spiritual growth. Okay, and also with the letter Y, so it just depends on how it's placed in your name. It can give off a E sound or an I sound, right? So it just depends on how you use it. But with these 2 letters here, you got what? Relationship. So the letter E, so if you have that, at the end of your name, like my middle name is Anthony, right? So in my case, it'll be an E sound. The E indicates that you're learning to relate to others with harmony and integrity, which I am doing. So I'm just sticking to the script within my own, chart here, okay? And then also an I, it deals with what? Awareness. The letter I indicates that you are to learn to be aware of who you are and what the world is all about, leaving no stone unturned. Okay, and also let's go ahead and finish up. Okay, this Y, this 7 vibration is love. It's all about love and freedom, right? Self-expression, dislike, this individual dislike restraints of any kind. Ys have quick minds, which are particularly good at seeking out and finding and exposing the truth. These guys are investigators, right? So, as very little escapes their observation and deep understanding, Ys are quite capable of analyzing, judging, and discriminating the facts from fiction in all situations. They can see the bullshit as soon as they pop up. Before you even open your mouth, they already know what time it is. Okay, very tapped in. Okay, and they demand a lot of themselves and others due to their extremely high standards. Okay, and it's okay. All right, these people need to spend a lot of time on their own to reflect, meditate, and to work on their mindset. They are very independent and introspective and do not always like to join in with others. Okay, they don't follow the crowd. They like to follow their own lead and their own mind. They prefer to remain behind the scenes, and often they end up teaching others more than they may have learned themselves. Okay, they need to they need solitude and their own space, and can often find it little difficult fitting in at times. Okay, that these people are very intuitive. All right, and Ys are highly aware. Ys are highly aware and reach their special life purpose and goals in their lifetime. Okay, again, because they all about research. They also have a natural healing ability. Now, on the negative side, people with the initial Y can be indecisive and lazy. Now, as we get ready to close with the letter Z, Z is all about, it's with the number 8, right? As you can see over here, and number 8 is what? Earn wealth, and then also deal with practical endeavor, status. You get it, right? So 8 is all about the boss, the manager, business, and goal oriented. And Z have the tools required for considerable achievement in business of other positions of power. Okay, now they have practical judgment when it comes to money and financial issues, because these are the individuals that are going to listen to that spiritual law of prosperity about at least 3 times and get those books, especially Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clayson. Okay, Clayson. All right, but with that being said, They're gonna, really investigate anything because they know there's different consciousness levels of consciousness to life. Let me slow down. But Z's know how to build and accumulate material wealth through, sensibility and management. And it makes them a sound person in business affairs. They are the higher achievers, and Z's are forceful and have great personal stamina as well. Now, Z seems to attract more wealth than most during their lifetime and often have powerful beliefs to do, with hope and peace. Now, Z's have a philosophical nature, and they also have desire to know all about life and its purpose. Okay, Z's have sound judgment required to, their idea of security. Now, the diligent Z will work tirelessly for the cause, right? They believe in and like to see it through to the end, right? Because they all about results. That's how number 8, is. It's like a double number 4. It's all about having those foundation results. They're not about talk. They like to see results, and then they'll listen to you. Okay, but people with their Z as their first initial will leave an inheritance or a legacy in their life by all that they accomplish. Because these guys, they are the movers and shakers big time. Okay, but on the negative side, people with the Z initial act without thinking in regards to others. Because sometimes there's they accumulated so much knowledge in their lifetime or over the years, and sometimes they can get so full of themselves, and they can't get grounded, in other words. Okay, so it's okay to you gotta reground yourself, and you don't know everything. Okay, there are people out there that would love to be in your shoes, and everybody have their own learning experience. They starting from where they're at. Okay, so it's all about meeting people halfway. If I'm sum things up, number 8. So meet people halfway. Don't just assume people are where you at in life. Okay, but guys, this has been fun. This has been my personal takeaways when it comes to the A through Z, right? Name numerology and what your initials mean to you. And remember, numbers are the highest degree of knowledge. It is knowledge itself, and this has been all about what the initials of your first name and pretty much your whole name means, and your date of birth means in numerology. Okay, we all still have that truth with us. It's not found in books to any given extent. It has been passed along from lips to ear, like we're doing right now. And when it was written down at all, it meaningful veil in terms of alchemy and astrology. So only those possessing the keys could read it. All right, so please invest in that book through editions, Kabbalion Reflection. Unlock the universe within you, because you are your own universe. As always, be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you. And we'll be back with our next presentation. We'll be talking about a little bit about the setting at your angel or ancestor altar, or really connecting with yourself, because that's all you're doing. You're just communing with yourself and your ancestors, because we all came from somewhere, and it's just a way of just remembering our legacy. And basically stand in that present moment and being intentional with everything. Okay, and also we'll talk about more. We'll do a quick recap of a lot of things we learned, especially for the new people that just joined the board. Do a quick recap, because we covered a lot of material. Everything's connected, right? But as always, our purpose and mission require learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So you've been doing the same thing, listening to what your parents told you, your grandparents, follow what the school did. I did that. I done all of that. Served in the military. I did all of that, man. I was heavily programmed. But once I knew better, I'm doing better, okay? And it's all about self-discovery and knowledge of self. There's always more to know, because once you think you know everything, you start growing. And so once I realized, like, man, okay, I had to get out of the box, my own box. And I had to be the cause of my life. So that's what led me to share my knowledge and wisdom with you and each and every person today, because there's a better way to life. So you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. It's never too late to start over, but you got to start now. All right, be intentional. Your universe gonna mirror your intent. Okay, so but stop believing everything outside of you. I'm, one of the few gonna tell you, believe in yourself first. Listen to, trust your own inner voice, your own energy, right? It didn't let you to this presentation today, okay? But your thoughts, belief, words, emotion, action always gonna equal your reality and your results. Keep your money in check. Pay yourself first 10% every time you get that moolah coming in, okay? You'll greatly thank me later, okay? And that, be sure to click that like, subscribe, and we'll be back with our next presentation soon. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.